welcome to today's edition of Bridges Over Barriers. My name is Janae Sutton. I'm the Hardin County Schools Director of Health and Family Services. We are here today to share about some wonderful things going on throughout our schools through our Family Resource Youth Service Centers. So during these winter cold months, what are some things that you have seen over your years serving in the district?
So one of the big things we always do is make sure all of our children have coats and gloves. Especially, we've recently had some really cold days. And just looking out at the kids that came in t-shirts and shorts and just having a conversation with them like, do you have what you need? Of course, many teenagers, it doesn't seem like the cold bothers them like it does us. And so many of them did have what they needed, but that's something we're going to do. We're going to look and make sure that our kids have coats, they have gloves, they have hats, if they need it. But also at the elementary and preschool level, those kids go out for preschool. So if they are in need of coats, we can provide those, or just hoodies, winter clothing.
So you're saying within the schools, recess, wellness time, they still go out during the winter months?
Yes, they do.
Can you tell me about that?
Especially at like preschool. I have a child that was in preschool and now in elementary, so I know that just as a parent.
Sure.
They, unless it is 32 degrees or below, they are going outside.
And that's important.
Every day for movement. They need it.
They do. That is part of one of our Board of Education policies is that there is a mandated, and it's by state law, not just our HCS Board of Education, amount of time that they need that movement. Children need that, whether they're 3 or 4-year-old in a preschool or some of our older kids that get opportunities in physical education classes. And I know you work with the adolescents that are in the middle school. So if I'm a community member and I really wanted help with, warmth and clothes like that, do you see that all older kids wear coats, or are there some other things that?
Once you get into middle and high school, many of them much prefer hoodies.
Okay.
We don't see as many coats, but we see a lot of hoodies or zip-up, like sweatshirt type jackets.
Okay.
Yes, they're not wearing the heavy jackets unless, of course, it snows.
Okay.
And then they all want one because they're going outside. But for the day-to-day, they much prefer hoodies.
Okay, that makes sense. So looking at helping maybe winter clothes, are there some other things at the Frisk Center during these colder months might be?
We do have many families that may have high heating costs and call us, like, what do we do? So we can give them referrals to some of our local community partners, such as Salvation Army, Helping Hand of Hope, but they can also sign up with LIHEAP through Community Action.
Okay. So you have those contact phone numbers and things like that you could connect.
The websites, we can refer them to apply online.
Good deal. Good deal. And I know another thing that Hardin County, whether it's Hardin County schools or E-Town City schools and some of our surrounding school districts, the Holiday Assistance Program is something that, while it's not in the continuation program plan for Frisk, connecting families to those resources that might get given out is part of it. So tell me about just here in Hardin County, how does that kind of flow?
So we, as the Hardin County School Family Resource and Youth Service Center coordinators, have worked really hard over the last few years to kind of streamline the process and work all together. So instead of each school just being separate, we've come together as all the coordinators and try to work like in the family units. So we're looking at the whole family, we're looking at the group, but October is our big sign-up month. So we want everybody. We advertised, it was in First Day paperwork, we pushed it out throughout different various media resources, and we had sign-ups in October. And that was both for Helping Hand of Hope's Affordable Christmas and Salvation Army's Angel Tree. And so parents were able to come in and sign up saying, yes, I need assistance. And they provided the documentation for us to prove that, yes, they were in need of services. And so we had, I want to say there's close to 2,000 on the list of students in our schools that need assistance.
What were our community partners that supported those signups? What locations were they held at?
So they were held at Colvin Community Center, and then a warehouse behind the Olds Gate company, or factory. That's what it was, a factory. It's now some storage and warehousing. But Salvation Army set up one of their locations there just because that is also where they pick up in December.
So kudos to those local partners.
Yes, for
I know
helping
that,
and being open and available.
Chris Streck with Salvation Army, he really had to go out into the community to find that warehouse location.
Because that's not always easy to find a place that will allow Toys for Tots and Salvation Army to set up for 3 months.
Gotcha.
Because not only were signups going on, but during that time, Helping Hand of Hope and Salvation Army, in conjunction with Toys for Tots, are gathering toys. They're already sorting them and getting them ready for distribution. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that most people don't even know is happening.
Gotcha. So those local community partners provided spaces. So what else have you seen, what other organizations have you seen step up with the Angels that have signed up to receive holiday assistance?
We are very blessed. So we have St. James Catholic Church, First Christian Church here in Elizabethtown, and the Rods and Machines group. They all adopt a tremendous amount of angels. So once they sign up, these groups have already requested their angels. Those angel tags have been delivered to those churches and organizations, and then they are adopting them out and taking care of them. And then they will bring them back for distribution in December.
So some families, when they come in and they bring in their documentation, those that have, all that have already signed up, they will be an angel on the tree, but some of them also are working towards, they're with their FRIS, working on budgeting and so forth, and they've been part of an affordable Christmas, which also involves some more folks. Can you tell us some more about affordable Christmas?
So Affordable Christmas is through Helping Hand of Hope here in Elizabethtown.
Okay.
And they have several churches they work with. So this year they have Southeast Christian Church is a site, a host site.
A host.
Grace Heartland is a host site. And Valley Creek Baptist Church and First Baptist in Radcliffe are all the host site. And then they have churches and different groups that work with them.
Wow.
So they are, as a part of a host site, it means they are setting up the store, okay, where the families will go shop. So they're setting up tables, they're collecting toys and items from birth to 18.
Okay.
And then they're working with their partners to collect those, so that on that day, the parents are able to come in and shop and pick out what they want for their child.
So if
at
I'm a
reduced
mom
price.
and when I came in and completed signups like I was supposed to, when I come into the affordable Christmas setting, if that's where I've been placed, can you tell me what I would expect at any of those sites?
Yes, so you'll come in and you'll be greeted by a Family Resource Youth Service Center coordinator.
Okay, so one of our, whether
Yes.
it's Hardin County Schools or
in
E-Town. Okay.
You're going to see us first so that we can welcome you. You're our family, so we want to be a part of the process.
Okay.
And then after that, the churches take over.
Okay.
And they have just huge groups of volunteers that are going to offer to help you shop. Because some families may have one child, but some may have 8 and may need some assistance.
Oh, so there's somebody,
So
do I bring my children?
So you can. We
Okay.
offer childcare, and during the sign-up process, they were able to say if they would need childcare. So the parents not having to scramble, like, where am I going to put my children while I take care of this? The church has activities, and I have been a part of Valley Creek's site, and so they play games with them. They sing with them. They've decorated cookies.
Okay.
So they're getting to do their own fun thing
Okay.
while the parent is shopping. So the parent will, once they get the child secured or children secured, the parent gets to go in, they get to shop, they get to pick out for their children, and then at the end they have the option to have everything wrapped so
Okay.
that they can leave ready to go for Christmas Day.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. So we've got Salvation Army
Army.
Tree. Several folks will adopt those angels. Some of the other angels have decided to do affordable Christmas, and that they were routed that direction. But then we have the ladies and gentlemen that are protecting us every day in our
Yes.
community on the streets are law enforcement officers whose hearts are as big as everything, and they just care and love for our community. I know that there's a lot of shop with the cop, shop with the trooper. Can you share a little bit more about those programs, which the families, when they sign up, or as we move along, might be adopted off and placed in those programs?
So our law enforcement community is very generous. So we have Shop with the Cop E-Town.
Okay.
Shop with the Cop Vine Grove,
Okay.
Shop with the Cop Radcliffe, and Hardin County Sheriff's Office is in conjunction with Shop with the Cop E-Town.
Vine Grove Police
Police,
too.
mhm.
I personally live in Vine Grove,
Grove, yes.
and I know that they do bake sales and that, not bake sales, but they have auctions and events to raise money.
Various fundraisers, and a lot of them are organized through their Fraternal Order of Police groups.
Okay.
So each of those groups is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Shop with a Trooper,
Okay.
and they're out of our Post 4 here in Elizabethtown.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those kind of submit numbers to us, like gather your students.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we take some kids off of our Salvation Army list
Mm-hmm.
because we know they have signed up, or we choose from kids that we've already worked with and know that the need is there. Maybe we've helped them with school supplies. Maybe we've had to help them with a winter coat. So we have already established a need within the school,
Okay.
and so we take care of them that way.
Good.
So we push them to those lists, and some go in person and shop, and some other people shop for them, and the police deliver it. Each group does it a little differently.
And I know that we're talking a whole lot about holiday assistance and Christmas time, but Thanksgiving is also right around this time.
Yes.
Have we had some other things that were going on with our local community members there?
St. James, so this is my 23rd school year. So as long as I can remember, St. James has always hosted a massive Thanksgiving meal program. They'll cook that day on Thanksgiving Day, and you can dine in for ours that may not have family to dine with. But they also deliver meals.
Okay.
And so different people help them, and they go through, they have a massive assembly operation, and they box up Thanksgiving meals and send them out, and people deliver them right to these families' doorsteps.
I know in November, our church, Valley View Baptist in Vine Grove, we collect, or actually starting in October, we collect items for Thanksgiving boxes. So if I'm a mom or a grandmother that is needing help during the Thanksgiving or holiday with food like that, do I just show up to the church to St. James, or what? Is it reaching out to the Frisk? Yeah.
They have to reach out to the Frisk and let us refer them.
So call their child's school.
They'll call
But-
their child's school and ask to speak to the Family Resource Center coordinator or the Youth Services Center coordinator.
What if my child is 2 or 3 and not quite school age yet? Is it still okay to call?
Yes,
Okay.
and let us get the application filled out.
Okay.
I have helped some, what we call U5, under 5 families.
Okay.
The St. James needs to know how many to prep for. But now, for some of the schools that have baskets, I think those are predominantly for the school-aged children.
Okay. And if I'm a grandparent here in the Hardin County community with holiday assistance, is this for just anybody that comes to my house, or should it be families? Should it be the parent of the child that signs that? How does that
Yes,
work?
Yes. So I just recently had that. I had a relative of a
Okay.
student call, and that relative is not listed in our system for
Okay.
Hardin County Schools. And so I just asked them to have the parent call.
Okay.
Because we have to go through the
The
trusted
guardian.
source. Yes.
And if the
person-
grandparent is the legal guardian.
Correct.
That's perfectly
Like
fine.
fine, yes.
But if the grandparent is just a caring adult
Adult.
and not the home that the child, but if that's the home
Right.
the child's living in. Okay,
Yes,
that
yes.
makes perfect sense.
But we need to be able to talk to the person that is the legal representative of the
Mm-hmm.
child, who can sign for them, all of that.
If I'm wanting to get involved with any of the giving for these food baskets, whether it's Thanksgiving for November or the Christmas, what do I do in order, if I want to go to Walmart and purchase some items, or Kroger, what should I do? Where can I get that food? What should I do with that?
So let's say it was you, and you want to donate.
Okay.
I believe you would contact St. James to see
Okay.
what they need, because they're going to need pies and
Okay.
green beans and things like that. You can also contact Helping Hand of Hope.
Oh.
Okay? They have a huge food pantry, and then they reach out and help some of our neighbors in need during this time.
Makes sense. That makes total sense.
And they always have a list on their website of the items that they do need.
So during the summer, I know there's scavenger hunts and things like that the Frisk sponsor. Anything during the winter time, or is that main focus just with seasonal and stuff like that?
It's with seasonal.
Okay.
So a lot of the northern end of the county, what we kind of refer to as our north end coordinators.
Sure.
they'll have their scavenger hunt over spring break.
Okay.
And then the south end does theirs over fall break. So we try not to all do it at the same time.
And so the
Time
holiday
it out.
assistance program is the big event.
That is
that's
our
going on
big
during-
winter, yes, our big winter event. Then you'll flip into different things kind of in the summer. I do believe the North End coordinators are having kind of a winter clothing event at the
Okay.
beginning of January, end of December, beginning
Winter
of
Wear
January.
Palooza?
Yes, the Winter Wear Palooza. So even those families that maybe didn't need holiday assistance, but they need a little assistance, or, kids shoot up every day. You never know when they're going to have a growth spurt.
Sure.
So maybe all of a sudden they've had a huge growth spurt and they don't have what they need. They can go to the Winter Wear Palooza and get some winter gear.
And I know the Hardin County Schools Frisk, FRYSC Facebook page will always have
have-
things like the Winter
yes,
Wear Palooza,
Palooza.
the dates and so forth. And
So
I know
definitely
you're
follow
East
that.
Hardin, so considered kind of South End coordinators. Would an East Hardin family be welcome to come? I know you guys had your own version of that,
But ours was open to the whole county.
and that's what,
And that's what the North End Winter Wear Palooza. We try to catch them at different times of the year because ours was kind of as it turns cold. Well, this could be, it's turned cold, they had what they thought they needed, but we've had a growth spurt.
Gotcha.
Or maybe we have foster parents that have taken in kids and don't have anything. Maybe grandparents have recently gotten custody of their grandchildren and they may not have anything. So this is one of our events to kind of fill that need.
okay, that makes total sense. So with the winter season comes illness, unfortunately.
Oh, yes.
Flu and so forth. What are some things that you, I know Frisk are thought of as basic needs, and I know a lot of things with holiday assistance, with food and clothing falls underneath that. But Frisk are so much more than that.
So
And
much
one
more.
big piece is health services. What are some things in the school, if a family has a sick child or the adult in the home is sick? What are some local community places or in the schools?
So for the schools, I wish every parent would take advantage of our school nurses. The Healthy Kids Clinic. They are amazing. They have a lot of things that they can offer. So our nurses can assess them, look at them, and if they are sick, determine that they need to go home and immediately provide that excuse. The parent isn't having to take them somewhere else, but they can also refer them to our Healthy Kids Clinic nurse practitioners
Okay.
who can diagnose and treat. I mean, I myself have used that for my own child, and it's wonderful. Like
Right.
for your basic, sinus infection, things like that, or no, they don't have, maybe I thought they had COVID. No, she doesn't. You're good.
You're not contagious.
You're not
I had an ear
contagious.
infection, and I remember the nurse practitioner called in the script. I came on back to work here at central office, didn't have
Yes.
to miss a day, and went and picked my prescription up on the way home from work, and feeling better by that evening and the next day, getting those antibiotics in me.
Yes. And then, it just makes the parents' life easier. And then our kids are getting looked at faster. We're getting a diagnosis faster. And
Not
then they
missing
can-
class time?
Yes. Because what you have to take, like to remove them and go sit in the doctor's office, it is a fraction of a time at the school-based level.
Gotcha. So Frisk are a lot like principals, and central office staff work many extended days
Days, yes.
and so forth. So what should a family member do if they are in need of a Frisk and that's not a day that they're working, if it's snow closure or something's going on? What are some ways to reach out to the Frisk to where they'll get a message?
All of us should be listed on our school websites.
Okay.
So email us. Because even if we're not in the school and we're, snow day or whatever, I mean, I have messaged many parents, right after the school day. I'm busy all day. I may not be able to reach them during the school day, but I can reach them right after.
Sure.
So I can respond to their email or know that I need to call them.
And I know in working with the Frisk team, there's 21 coordinators, three outreach workers, and we have 3 Cradle School. If you find that your assigned school's Frisk is not in, call the next school.
School, yes.
Yes, because they're here to help whoever. A lot of times, right here at central office, we have the bulldog feeder pattern behind us. There's sibling groups and so forth.
Yes.
So if you're reaching out to John Harden and they're not in that day, then possibly looking at Bluegrass or New Highland is another one. So we're going to get into some bad seasons. We're going to have some slick days. The other day, we all were surprised.
Yes.
I think when we woke up a few weeks ago in early November, having some slick roads. What should a parent do to know if a school's closed? I know there's multiple types of alerts. Could you
So it is
share some of those?
so much better than when I was in school and had to get up and wait to see it scroll at the bottom
the
of
bottom.
the news and just wait and wait. Now, please make sure your Infinite Campus is updated, because if your phone number's in there, Miss Morgan's going to call you and tell you there is no school. It's that easy. But Mr. Wright, that's over our public affairs, I mean, he is quick to post. I mean, it will be on all social media. He will have released it to all of the media partners. It will be on their Facebook social media sites. It'll scroll on their websites. So it is so easy to get the answer. So,
Okay.
but number one, Miss Morgan will call you.
Yeah.
Just
You'll
make
get a
sure
call
that
from the
your
superintendent.
Yes, just make sure that your phone number is in the Infinite Campus system.
Are there anything, when you think about the role that you have as a Frisk, they do all things for all people, it seems like. What are some things that you don't think families might be aware of that Frisk can support and help strengthen a family?
I don't think people realize, like, for instance, with attendance, there are so many reasons that a student may not come to school, and it could be simple things that the parent doesn't know how to troubleshoot.
Okay.
So we're there to help them with a variety of things. Could be medication assistance, finding them a new provider that can get them in, helping them make phone calls to see, are there openings?
Okay.
Can we get them in? I don't think people realize that we can help make referrals for school-based counseling, but also to other mental health agencies in town. Just troubleshooting why they're not coming to school, helping them create a routine that works for everybody. Another thing a big thing that I do is just sometimes making the parent feel comfortable about school, because we don't teach. We're not the administrators. We are a liaison, a bridge between the home and the school.
Some of the most wonderful things, I think, when kids transition from elementary to middle and middle to high, the Frisk hosts those Operation Middle Schools, those freshman times, and you even host an individual child. Come, walk through the building,
yes.
all by yourself,
Yes.
where you don't feel like someone's pressuring you in 5 minutes to get from one class and learn the fastest pathway. I think those are all wonderful things that families may not realize with that Frisk coordinator being there year-round, that they could provide those supports and so forth.
Yes.
I know in November, all of our schools celebrated very loudly and very clearly our veterans.
Yes.
So we have lots of families in our school that are military connected. When a family's deployed, or just our military families in general with the government shutdown, what are some way that Frisk support children in the building?
So for deployments, and I have done this over the years, is just constantly checking in with that child. Is everything going okay? You know you have an outlet here. Especially earlier in my career, we went through those families that went to Iraq and Afghanistan. Their parents were deployed for quite some time. So some students maybe were here because they were living with another relative while that parent was deployed. So making sure that the parent or whoever was covering for that child, that they even understood the school system, because maybe it's been a while since they've had a child in school. So making sure that, they're staying informed, we're getting them maneuvered through the system, understanding transportation, just like providing that support so that the child has a more seamless process. But then with the furloughed workers, some of them there, we've been here to provide food, because some of our federal employees are going to work but not receiving a paycheck right now.
They're still working.
They're
Yes.
still working. And so being able to provide some emergency assistance and help them through this process until they're able to get a paycheck and back up on their feet.
Awesome, awesome. And I know that just recognizing recognizing their family and that important part that they play in protecting our schools, our nation, is just crucial, and it just helps those kiddos have an even better sense of belonging, because oftentimes they may only be here for 1 to 3 years,
Right.
and that transition in and out. We have in-flight counselors, the military family life, in a few of our schools. Not all of our
Yes.
schools are served by those.
But almost all or all of our schools are Purple Star?
All of our schools are Purple
Star.
Star because they recognize that military child, the
child.
military connectedness. They continue to have events that let those children not just be recognized, but an outlet to share about their special family and all that there
So
is.
many of our coordinators in April, which is Month of the Military Child,
Okay.
will do something for the children to recognize them. For instance, at East Hardin last year, we pulled them out for snacks and let them choose an array of snacks and have their own time, and gave them all a certificate, because we have several students that their parents are active duty, and some are active duty National Guard, some are active duty Air Force, and they may be living here, but their parent may be somewhere else. So we'll recognize that child for, what the sacrifice they're having to give.
Our students are super important, the roles that they play in their family, in the home, as well as in the school. I know very soon we're going to be having warehouse distribution, talking about our students, how they benefit. Might some of our families see some kiddos
Yes, they will.
and have volunteering opportunities? How are our students helping others?
So our EC3, some of our students from EC3
Okay.
that are in the academy, technically college will be out then.
Okay.
While Hardin County Schools is going on, college through Western ECTC, they will be on break. So we have 2 great teachers that Ms. Thompson and I've drawn a blank, sorry, on the other one. I can see him. They bring students over and let them help pack bags or shift the bags out, and they sort clothing that has been tossed everywhere during the packing process, but they will be loading those bags. So as parents pull up to get their stuff, they are going to see our students.
Absolutely.
But we also have Ms. Morgan's Student Advisory Council comes every year to assist us.
I think it's also important for families, one year they might need, but then the next year when they feel themselves more strengthened and there, I know our kiddos loved having an angel from the tree. So that's
Yes.
something else. Where can they get those angels if they're still wanting to participate?
They could go to both the Radcliffe Walmart and the Elizabethtown Walmart.
Awesome.
And there are trees set up with the angel tags on there.
Okay.
So they can shop for their angel and then they can drop it back off at Walmart.
Absolutely wonderful. Also, just want to mention, super excited. We do have our hats off for helping.
Oh, yes.
That has for November 25th, where our students are able to just bring in $1 and wear a hat. And again, we're supporting one another. We are a community. We love our families, we love our staff and our kids, and it's all about joining together and helping one another. So on today's Bridges Over Barriers, I hope you all have enjoyed. I always love my time with Joe Jaggers and all that she can share about Frisk Family Resource Youth Service Centers and how they help our students and staff maintain that focus, and which results in academic success. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.